In this video, we are going to discuss about DFA. DFA stands for Deterministic Finite Automata. DFA is defined with the help of a phi tuple. Let's see the definition here. M is equal to, here M stands for mission. For the mission, we are constructing a DFA. M is equal to, within the parenthesis, here we have phi tuple q comma sigma comma delta comma q naught comma capital F. Let's see what is q, sigma, delta, q naught and F. So for that, let us take a diagram here. Here I am taking some rough diagram. So let we have q naught state here. Let we have input symbol A. Next B, q1 state. Let it be the final state. So this is input symbol A and this is input symbol B. Okay. Now let's see what is q, sigma, delta, q naught and F. Here q means a finite set of states. So that means the set of state means collection of states. So here the states must be finite. We should not have infinite number of states. Okay. So let us see this diagram. So here what are the states present in the diagram? Q naught is one state, Q1 is another state. So here our diagram contains totally two states. Here set. So we have to use just curly brace. So we know what is a set, a collection of elements which are enclosed in curly braces. They are separated with comma symbol. Q naught comma Q1. Okay. So this is nothing but what is Q. Now let's see what is sigma. Sigma is nothing but input alpha bit. So we know what is alpha bit. Alpha bit means a set of symbols. Okay. So what are the symbols in this diagram? Here we have two symbols. The first symbol is A, the second symbol is B. So here the alpha bit contains two symbols. So that's why here I am saying that sigma means an input alpha bit set of symbols. So set means the collection of symbols. So we have to use this curly braces. So A comma B. Now let us see, we will see about delta later. Now let's see the next one, Q naught. What is Q naught? Q naught means initial state. Here in DFA we can have, in DFA or NFA, we can have only one initial state. So there is no need of a set of initial states. So we can have only one initial state. So how to represent initial state? So initial state means, here we have to use this arrow like this. So arrow, and after that within the circle we will represent the initial state. Okay. So what is the initial state present in this diagram? Q naught. Okay. Q naught. Why? Because here we have arrow is there. So Q naught is the initial state. So there is only one initial state for the mission. So there is no need of any set here. Now let's see about what is F. F means a set of final states. So that means here our mission may contains more than one final state also. But here we have only one final state only. But we can have multiple final state also. But this is a set. We may have multiple final states. So that's why we have to use this curly braces. Within the curly braces, final state means we have to use the double circle. So within the double circles, we have to place the state name. So here what is the final state? Q1 is the final state. Now let's see about what is delta. Delta is a transition function. Which maps from Q cross sigma to Q. So here what is Q? Q means a set of final state. So it may be any state. It may be either Q naught or Q1. Sigma means input alpha bit. This is nothing but transition. So this is nothing but Q. So it is generating Q. So what is Q? Q is nothing but one of the state here. Okay. Let's see what is the meaning here. If we apply an input symbol on one state, we can go to another state. Let us observe this diagram. What are the transition functions in this diagram? If we apply A on Q naught, then we are moving to Q naught only. So here the first transition function is delta of q naught comma a is equal to q naught. So if we apply a on q naught, we are getting q naught only. So this q naught is nothing but this state. This sigma is nothing but a, and this state is nothing but this q. So likewise, what is the next transition function? Delta of q naught comma b is equal to. If we apply b on q naught, we are moving to q1 state. q1 state. So this q is nothing but q naught, sigma is nothing but b, this q is nothing but q1. So likewise, if we apply a on q1, then we are getting q1 only. If we apply b on q1, then we are getting what? q naught state. So in this way, we can define DFA. Why it is called as deterministic finite automata? Why? Because if we apply an input symbol on a state, then we can get only one state. So if we apply an input symbol on a state, then we can get only one state. So that's why it is called as DFA. Whereas in NFA, if we apply a particular input symbol on a state, we can get multiple states. So here we are applying A only on Q, but we are getting different states, Q1, Q2, Q3. So that's why this is called as NFA. We will see this in the next video. Whereas DFA means if we apply an input symbol on a particular state, then we can get only one state. So that means on a particular input symbol for a particular state, there will be only one edge, there will be only one transition. Okay. So that's why this is called as deterministic finite automata. And one more property of DFA is, let us assume that input alpha bit contains two symbols. Then every state present in the diagram must consume these two input symbols. So Q naught must use A and B symbols. Q1 must use A and B symbols, even though they are not needed. Okay. Why? Because DFA means every state must consume each and every symbol in the alphabet. That is the property of the DFA. So this is about the definition of the DFA. In the next video, we will discuss about the definition for the NFA.